Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Well, I was going to continue my main runs, one of the melee runs today, but I just don't feel like it. I really don't feel like it. Yeah, let's go with Xaqimath. I feel like being a wizard. Just your standard high elf wizard. I know a lot of, I play this, actually I haven't played a wizard in a long time. I played high elf elementalists and conjurers. I think I've only done 2 wizard runs. The one was the very first run I did, which probably nobody's seen, and that was a high elf, I believe, and one was a draconian wizard. So a lot of new subscribers probably haven't seen me play a wizard before, and since it is one of my best characters, really, I just feel like playing one. In the beginning, you must be very careful. We're going to turn off all skills except Magic Dart, and then be extremely careful as we are very weak. So weak that I'm even going to pick up a club and bash this cockroach with, which might not even do the trick. There we go. Once Magic Dart gets up and running and you get your initial spellbook set up, I'm going to back off. There we go, we got one of them. And 2. There's probably a pack of jackals, but we get a lot stronger pretty soon, so let's just be careful in the beginning. Level 2, what we're looking for, we come into our own at around level 4, I suppose. Until then it's kind of touch and go, so we're just going to play as carefully as possible, backing up from all enemies. See, if I had rushed in there, that second enemy would have been on me. I have to remember to play this carefully later in the game, which is my big problem. Somehow, I was going to say it, but somehow I knew that that was a mace of protection as soon as I saw it. I love that about Crawl. I just knew it. I really should have said it. And that's pretty much what we're looking for. It's that'll add to our armor class. We can bash things over the head with it if need be. But that's pretty much the best weapon we want to find, the sort of thing we want to find at the first level of the dungeon. Just something a little lucky to help you along. Dagger of Venom is also very good. No. I'm glad I have my protection mace there. That could have been bad. We're going to raise intelligence and memorize our core spells, which are Blink, Conjure Flame, and Mephitic Cloud. We're also going to start putting some air magic, training some air magic as well. That should train pretty quickly as we have a +2 aptitude to it. And that is the first floor of the dungeon. Usually when you get to level 3 on the first floor, especially as a high elf, I find that to be a good omen for the run. Maybe it's just my superstition, but let's eat the snake and continue on here. Mephitic Cloud is at 21%, so it is somewhat castable, but it's still going to be fairly dangerous to cast. That will change very shortly. As far as gods go, I think I'm just going to go with the first one I find. Maybe Vehemet. I don't mind Vehemet anymore. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've had a sort of love-hate relationship with Vehemet. There's been some trouble between us. There's been some lapses in my faith. But right now I'm okay with Vehemet. I do like his passive abilities. Yeah, there's some gold in there. And I like his wizardry bonus, and I like his mana back on killing. What I don't like is how he grants you spells. And you sort of have to really rush to decide what spells you want. I'll pick up these needles in case we find a blowgun later, because we should start running into uniques fairly soon. And when we do, we want our Mephitic Cloud to be castable. We also I just saw... I'm pressing the right buttons here. I think I just saw a falchion. Let's go pick that up. Just in the off chance we have a brand weapon scroll or something like that, since we have no natural ability with the mace. We're just using it as a sky weapon right now. Okay. That is, we're just using it for its passive ability to add to our armor class. Once air magic gets up to 3, we're going to start training spellcasting. And we're not going to train any other skills. We will leave conjurations on because that will be my bread and butter. But if we find Sif Muna first, which is a possibility, I'll go with Sif Muna. And if we go with Sif Muna, we don't want to train any spells. We want to train our spells minimally until we find her. Meaning that Sif Muna grants piety for spell training, so we don't want to. We want to get those first initial levels trained up under the tutelage of Sif Muna. I'm going to put spellcasting on for now. Oh, Book of Dreams. Book of Dreams is not all that good. What I am looking at here is shadow creatures. For a conjurer, that is. If I was a stabber or some sort of melee class, Book of Dreams would be alright. Let's just look at it again. Flight, well, that's good. Good utility there. Ensorcelled Hibernation. I don't know, I guess I could memorize it. It would put them out for a couple turns. I'm not a stabber, but it would be a useful escape spell. Shadow creatures is always good for... Well, that's a very good utility summoning spell. Mass Confusion and Darkness, well, I'm not going to train hexes up that much. You rarely have an opportunity to train hexes up that much. That's why I always want to run sort of a hex-oriented character. I'm going to try this leather armor on, and it is cursed. It's okay, we're starting to get quite a scroll collection now, so I'm sure we'll find a remove curse in there somewhere. But for now, we're going to wear the leather armor since it doesn't really matter that much, since we have not even begun to train up dodging. That will change soon. I'm going to drag the hound upstairs. And now we're going to choose another staircase because a sorcerer and a priest combination like that can be pretty deadly. It is almost time. Gonna keep in mind there's the shield there in case at some point in the future we need it. Intelligence, and that added also a point to dexterity, which is going to be useful. I'm just going to step back because we don't have enough mana to deal with him comfortably yet. And he seems to have found us. I'm going to step back towards the staircase. Watch out for casting Mephitic Cloud. It is fairly loud. I think I can kill him. Yeah. I was taking a bit of a chance there. I had 1 mana left. And an ogre bearing down on me. So it would have been safer to retreat there. And here come the orc wizards. Let's throw a Mephitic Cloud up there. The reason I'm training spellcasting now is for more mana. We've got 2 invisible creatures coming after us. So let's find another staircase down. The wizard is not actually the easiest start in this game. I stood toe-to-toe with that orc. It might have been a dangerous thing to do. I think you're better off starting with an elementalist usually, because you don't have a lot of firepower as a wizard initially. As you can see, I have to be fairly careful here. Let's Mephitic Cloud him and kill him. There we go. And here is the temple. Whoops. How did I not see him? die, please. Wow, he's strong. I got a wand of draining. We might have to drain him. There we go. And let's eat him since it will be able to steal some of his power. Not really, but... Now we've got the Autumn Temple here. And there's Sif Muna. Technically I found her first. Yeah, alright. No vehement. Not in the temple anyway. Let's try on the ring. Okay, poison resistance, that's good. Now do I want Sif Muna? Yeah, let's go for Sif Muna, I suppose. Do I want her? Yeah, let's go for her, I suppose. Painful. I kind of wanted Vehement because I wanted the guarantee of a higher tier spell soon. Sif Muna grants you good spells, but you have to wait for them. And that can be a long wait. However, it was an early temple on the 4th level. If you don't find a book, then you can be trapped doing the first couple levels of the Lair with only the Book of Minor Magic here, which is a bit of a haul. And we have found a book here, a fire book, and that is a great fire book. That's everything we need. We might end up buying that once we get 673 gold. No, we got 200, so that's an option. Could always raid the Orcish Mines a little bit to get some gold if we need it. Oh. I greedily walked into that corpse to feed myself. Let's just go upstairs. Okay. There's Estachio. We're going to get him with a Mephitic Cloud as soon as possible before he can summon his swarm. There we go. And what are we training here? We are going to add to dodging there. I don't like training all 3 skills like this, but we don't have much of a choice now. We need some defense. And in order to increase Sif Muna piety, we have to continue to train a magic school. I'm going to train some fire, just to make my flame clouds all that much more powerful, just 1 or 2 levels, and also to get a head start on fire. I'm not sure if I'm going to be a fire mage, but I think you increase the likelihood of Sif Muna fire gifts if you have at least some skill in fire. And I don't really have a preference towards fire, but actually I kind of feel like being a fire mage now. We're confused, and that's not good. He's invisible. We're going to try and stumble backwards here. Good, now that we know where he is, we're going to hit him with a Mephitic Cloud. Magic Dart him. Another Mephitic Cloud. Did we hit anything? No. Oh, there he is. And he's dead. His dagger is enchanted. We're going to pick that up and check it out. And it's cursed. So now we're going to play the scroll game and also identify our potions. This might be an extra long video because I just feel like playing. So I might just play until I die, but we'll see how it goes. Magic mapping, scroll of fog, amnesia, which is useless with Sif Muna. I really like Sif Muna and I really like Vehement. It's really hard to choose between them sometimes. I'm going to get Call Imp, since with Sif Muna I can easily unmemorize my spells. And incredibly, we did not find... Oh, see how many charges? 11 charges on that Rod of Cold. We did not find a Remove Curse, which is odd. But I'm not too worried about it. I'd much rather have the dagger of protection. But there's not much we can do about it now. My strategy at this point is to continue to train dodging and start training up individually schools of magic while at the same time keeping conjurations on and occasionally going into spellcasting. I like to have my spellcasting up to around 10. But charms is going to be vital, and summonings and translocations are also going to be vital. I'll train fire magic up to around 3, I think. And that should make a nice, solid, long-lasting flame cloud, which is something we're going to be relying on. If the worst comes to worst, flame cloud is going to be our main damage dealer. And we have an opportunity to use it right here. Oh, and I miscasted it. And then I foolishly passed a bunch of times. Let's get a flame cloud up here and push the zombie into it there. Ooh. Both draining and cold won't damage him much, no. Let's put a flame cloud up, and there's Menkari behind him. If I could take out... I won't be able to. I hate those things, and I don't want to be rotted, so let's just run away. Heal up. Drag him upstairs. Blink away. Okay, good. And lead him on a merry chase. Lock him out. Hey, he walked right through it. I've never seen him do that before. Okay. That gets rid of one of them. Menkari I can deal with on his own. We're up to level 8. The orcs continue to stream out of there. Okay, so far so good. I think I'm going to memorize shadow creatures once I get some training and summonings. That's a good get out of jail free card. I'm going to run a little bit and funnel him into the corridor here. Put down a flame cloud. He's going to be too smart to walk through it, but I can lock him away from me while I pelt him with magic darts. Magic dart is soon going to outlive its usefulness. Here are some gloves. Let's just pick those up. Draw the ogre's attention. Confuse him, which didn't work. There we go. As you can see, I'm blinking quite a bit here. Any defense will help at this point, and a +2 pair of gloves is a good thing to find. Let's recharge the... I think if we recharge the Wand of Cold, it's not going to add too many more charges, but let's just see what happens. Yeah, 13 charges. So I kind of wasted that. Let's put down some flame clouds, get them lined up. They've got nowhere to go apart from the flame cloud, or to back off. And we killed them both. Sif Muna piety is growing slowly. That hurt. Neither draining nor cold are good on these guys, but let's hit them with lightning. And we're right by the stairs. Let's go upstairs. Blink away from the gecko since he's capable of killing us right now. And Menkari there dealt a good bit of damage. As you can see, it's a bit of a slog sometimes, getting by with just the wizard spellbook. But it makes for some good play. Some fun play. Maybe a little bit tedious, but you generally have to think about things a little bit. Okay, let's get out of here. I don't know what happened to Menkari. I don't know if he's dead. I don't really care. Here's another leather armor. Let's pick this up in case it has a resistance on it. When we eventually find a remove curse, we might make use of this. Fire's at level 3, so let's turn it off. Let's start to get some charms in. And we might as well cast repel missiles in anticipation of running into a centaur. And there is Xaqimath. So We could have waited. It would have been 2 levels. Oh, there's a ring of wizardry. So everything is looking good. And I'm glad we didn't wait for Vehement, I guess. Let's not forget we can call Imp, which is something I'm likely to forget, and it is a useful spell even though it has been nerfed. Your Imps can be quite handy, at least to provide so we'll call one right now. Isn't he cute? Nice to have a friendly Imp by your side. That'll help you escape, they'll just distract enemies. No, Imp, he's mine. And he's dead. Unfortunately, because, well, not unfortunately, but because we've gone with Sif Muna, Invocations is going to be tied to mana channeling, so we have another skill to train. With Vehement, we wouldn't have had to train Invocations. However, with Vehement, we don't have any mana channeling, so we would have had to look for another source of mana channeling. Well, these look good, but I am saving up for that book in case I desperately need a spell. Sticky Flame is a get out of jail free card, basically, for mid-game. So, there we go. Charms up to level 2. And as you can see, we're a long way away from our first Sif Muna gift. So if we get the money, we'll buy the book, even though it's kind of a waste of money, because Sif will give us every book in the world once they start rolling in. Let's eat some perma food and explore our unread spells. Silence, which is never going to do me any good, and there is finally our remove curse. We're going to put our mace back on. We're going to drop the dagger. We're going to drop this armor. I'm going to drop this robe. And now we're going to put on this armor. And it's a +3. Excellent. Keep dodging on. We could get a little bit into armor too. And we're going to get charms up to about 4. So I'm fairly pleased with what we're doing here. Lots more needles. Down to... Would you... Where are they all coming from, and why isn't he being confused? I'm not going to take any chances. Let's just Wand of Cold them. There you go. Miscast. And those Orc Priests had the uncanny ability to not get poisoned. And I think I know why. Because of leather armor of poison resistance. We have a ring right now, and we don't have any other options for the ring, so we'll keep the +3 leather armor on. That puts our armor class up to 15, which is not bad. And thank God for that wand. We do have some recharging. Let's try this immolation. So we might have to rely on those wands for a while. I could possibly increase our Sif Muna piety gain here by training more spells, which I think I will. At least translocations up to 2, just so my blink is more reliable. We're getting there. As long as that money keeps coming in. We need almost 700, which is not cheap for a book, but it is a very good book, and that'll be all I need to be well on our way to be a good fire mage. It's gone invisible, so we just have to keep pelting him. As you can see, Magic Dart is starting to outlive its usefulness. Translocations at level 2, we're level 9, we're going to go for Intelligence again. And also turn off translocations, that's enough. Charms can continue to train, and turn on armor for 1 or 2 levels. Edmund's going for a swim. There we go. Bye-bye, Edmund. Oh, he can fly. How the hell do skeletons get the ability to fly? Okay, fortunately he's too stupid and stepped right into a flame cloud. The frogs, on the other hand, can swim, so there's no point in confusing them. Alright, Joseph, you're going for a swim too. Wow, this is quite a well-guarded shop. Charms can now go off. And spellcasting. Let's get a little more spellcasting. And let's see what's in the shop. Chainmail's, well, I don't like resist fire negative. And there's no point discussing it because we cannot train chainmail anyway. And we can't cast in chainmail. Not without 27 armor training, and even then it's not going to be easy. Okay, we're getting to the point where a higher tier damage spell would be really nice. Before that, we're going to lean on our imps a little bit, and speaking of which, let's get these needles and the blowgun to give us another option. Speaking of which, it might be time to train a little bit of summonings. But I still want my spellcasting up, so let's try to get by on what we have. Check out these gloves, I suppose. You know what? Since remove curses are so few and far between, we might want to identify it. If it's gloves of strength or gloves of dexterity, that would be good. But if it's just +2 gloves, well, we already have them. So we'll drop it. Okay, here are the twins. Let's back off. Eat a beef jerky and possibly a slice of pizza. Let's summon a couple imps. Cold imps, excellent. And now confuse them. Let's target Duvessa first. Go get her, please. And now down, and they're dead. That was quick. I wanted to get the kill of Duvessa myself, but I didn't want them to risk them waking up, and I didn't want to deal with a berserked Duvessa. Here's trouble, and it would appear that our repel missiles is worn off, so let's recast it. I don't know how it disappeared. We must have been hit by a few missiles. And this is a far better staircase to begin to explore this area of the dungeon with. Leather armor's up to 3. You know what? That's good enough. Let's put dodging back on. That's going to be our bread and butter. A little shepherd vault here. Put up a couple flame clouds. Get them to wander around a little bit. And we have some nice food to dine on now. Here come the orc priests, and one of them's got an enchanted dagger, and there's also an ogre bearing down on us. So let's just back off a little bit. Magic dart is still doing the job, barely. I like that short sword of venom. We're going to pick it up. Short sword of venom in combination. Let's back off a little bit again. You, sir. Short sword of venom in combination with my Fetid Cloud is pretty good. Alright, you see me, don't you? Yes, you do. You're not getting through either. Haha. I still want to keep the mace on. I don't want to rely on the short sword. Our Sif piety has increased considerably. There's no running away from bees. They're the fastest things in the game. We can eat them since we have a ring of poison resistance. Also, we can cast mephitic clouds on top of ourself, so we don't have to worry about getting poisoned. Where did my repel missiles go? Or getting confused, that is. I will trade missiles with you, sir. No, I won't. That's just a bad strategy. Okay, good. Another one. We have a lot of things to train. Spellcasting, let's train it to up to 8 for now. We don't need much more at the moment. Getting everything hungerless would be very nice. More mana is always very nice. But right now we have other things to train. Too much, really. It's the problem with Sif Muna runs. I'm going to pass here. And we're going to confuse the dog. I passed to keep the ghost in the flame. Ooh, I like your sword, sir. Let's surround you with flame. Where'd you go? He's got a scimitar here, and we're out of mana. Let's head for the exit since more orcs are coming. And down we go again. Spellcasting's at 8, let's turn it off. And let's start getting some summonings. If we have to, we can probably rely on shadow creatures. Though it would be better to die imp. It would be better to have a good deal of summoning skill in order to do that. Shadow creatures don't tend to stick around for too long. But I'm willing to put a little bit into summonings right now. How much money do we have? Oh, we're almost at the point where we can afford that book. In which case I almost want to turn fire on, but we'll get summonings up to level 2. Yaks, sometimes reluctantly, but we'll often just walk into the fire. So you can just create a yak train like that. Dangerous to stand toe-to-toe with these things. But I know where he is. And we have an imp by our side. You did not get poisoned. Why? There, now he's confused. We'll get an imp up. Confuse him again just to make sure. And he has a nice robe. Let's check it out. Magic resistance. No, we're going to keep the leather armor on. No, we're not going to keep disrobing. We'll have to do that later. No, we can. No, we're not going to keep disrobing. We'll do that later. We've got orcs to deal with right now. Oh my god. And we're out of mana. We've got Blinky and teleportation, but we're going to try and get out of this in a little bit of a more novel way with wands. Well, that's done some good work. That as well has worked for us. Let's try a little drain. Excellent. And we'll cap it off with a bit of frost. Couple magic darts. He has to be wearing some pretty serious armor here. Alright. Thank you, wands. Now we can finally put on our armor. We're going to keep all that other armor, and we're also going to experiment with these rings here. Let's see what we have. Evasion is a very good ring to have right now. And strength. I'm going to keep the poison resistance and the evasion. We're going to go full defense here. Summonings is at 2.4. That's good enough for now. We're going to get some more into fire because we're at the point of being able to afford that book. And Sticky Flame looks like it's going to be the spell that's going to come to our rescue here. As long as we can afford it. We need about 100 more gold. So we're on a hunt for treasure. And where are we going to find it? Well, we'll find it pretty quickly in the Orcish Mines. Have we found the Orcish Mines? No, we haven't. But there are a suspicious amount of orcs around here. Let's try on the amulet too, inaccuracy. Oh, that's what we did not want. Okay, why are there no remove curse scrolls in the dungeon? And none in shops. Okay, well, we're just going to have to truck on here. Apparently now our magic dart can miss. And since we're already cursed, let's just go crazy. Okay. Let's not go crazy. That could have been bad. Actually, how bad can gloves be? They can't be that bad. Yeah, it looks like we've found a palace. A palace guarded by orcs. Again, more orcs. Let's make sure he wanders in and dies. Because I didn't want to get hit with his axe. It looks like there's some gnolls in there. Fortunately, I'm completely safe as they can't get through the window here. Let's check on the other side of the grounds what we're dealing with here. Yes. Yes, there are plenty of enemies in there. That's going to be trouble. How about here? Yep, doesn't look good. I wonder why they're not coming out. There they are. Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to take them all head on here. Let's keep a good distance. But now that they're set free, they'll be dispersed around the dungeon a little bit. We don't have to deal with them in such a clump like that. Okay, back off. Noel Sergeant, let's back off for him as we're running low on mana. Actually, let's just back off here, surrounded by flame clouds, and let the fire take care of them. Now that we're full up on mana, and we picked up something. What did we pick up? Speaking of which, I never do this, and I'm going to do it now. We don't want to pick up flames. We don't want to pick up frost. We don't want polymorph. We don't want amnesias. Actually, we do. We don't want blood. Okay, that's enough for now. We haven't found enough in the way of wands to start being discerning yet. You will get... Where does my repel missiles keep going? And they just keep coming, don't they? I'm hoping there's some gold in there. Speaking of which, we're up to 657. That might be enough. Unfortunately, we're also getting close to our first Sif Muna gift. Let's just see how much that book is. 673. Well, it looks like it's going to be the book. There's a tempting pile of gold right at the entrance to the fort here. need 2 more gold. And then it is sticky flame time. Alright, well that does it. Now, is this a waste? I don't know. Kind of. But also it will ensure my survival. Oh, you're still alive, are you? Yes, I will take your book. Thank you very much. It will ensure my survival. It's also a great book. I mean, it's got everything I need as far as fire goes, except for, of course, Firestorm. You can't argue with Sticky Flame. You can't really make a case for it at all. And we're going to get Fireball too. And that's just beautiful now. Beautiful. Fireball's going to go on F. And Sticky Flame can stay on G, although I would like to perhaps move it to E. Yeah, let's move it to E. Sticky Flame to E, okay. And we're still training fire, good, and dodging, good. This gives us some serious options, even though Fireball's not really castable yet. It will be soon. Excellent, excellent. We've got nothing to worry about now. So more or less we've got our what we need to get through the lair, to get through the mid game, basically what we need. Let's go back to that Knoll Fort. It's got an interesting layout, this Knoll Fort. One has to wonder what the architect was thinking. Back off, as we have no mana. Hit him with our mace, as he is confused and useless. Hey, wait a second. Are you telling me that's it? That's it. I don't know why there were so many of them guarding it, since it was a fairly uninspired fort. Perhaps they had some business in the region that doesn't concern me, but they're all dead now. Whoever they were planning to make some mischief with will be pleased. We're going to continue to use our base spells here until we need to use something like Sticky Flame, which we will employ right here. Excellent. Fireball is, I mean, it's usable. We're going to Sticky Flame him. Sticky Flame. Haha. As soon as they get adjacent to me, they're getting Sticky Flamed. Fireball isn't really usable yet. Are we still cursed? Is there something? Yes, inaccuracy. Well, we don't want that. We have to find some remove curse scrolls. We also have to drop some crap here. Polymorph can get dropped. The 2 polymorphs we have and the frost. Let's also drop... Do we really need a short sword of venom anymore with fire magic? No. And we probably don't need a blowgun anymore, so let's drop that. And the needles. We'll keep the Falkian for now. Let's also drop the Wand of Flame since we don't need that. Okay, good. Ooh, boots. Boots of running, please, boots of running. Cursed boots. Stepped into a shadow trap, which is exactly what shadow creatures does. I mean, we could have done this. Those two are getting sticky flamed. We're going to back off. Everything's getting sticky flamed. You come near me, you're getting sticky flamed. Oh my god, I saw that coming. We have 3 books. How did that happen? Oh, we bought one. Obviously we're going to blink out of here. That is not the direction in which I wanted to blink. Let's just teleport out of here. This is getting ridiculous. Good. Good. We have just enough magic for a sticky flame. We'll grab this buckler, employ it, and immediately begin training shields, dropping everything else, except fire magic. We want 5 levels of shields, and that will provide a good safety net. Fit a Cloud and Sticky Flame are a good combination. It's better than stabbing with poison. And there is the Lair. What can I do with you? Will you get confused? No, of course not, but you will get sticky flamed. And I'll beat you up with my mace. Hello. Come on into the nice walk of fire. Yeah, these yaks seem a little hesitant. I knew he'd come. There's one cautious yak there that held up the herd. Invocations really should be trained as well. That's the thing with Sif Muna, there's so much to train for. And here is a nice leather armor. Unfortunately, we have no way to remove curses. It's -2, yeah. See, we're very lucky we didn't put that on. Intelligence -5. That gets dropped. A kobold hit itself with an unequipped quarterstaff and then died. These guys get fireballed. And this guy gets magic darted. We have another leather armor, which might come in useful. So let's pick that up. We're starting to get quite a collection of armors here. This guy's going to get a couple hits on us as we dart in, sticky flame him, and dart back out. That's why we train dodging. And here come the bees. And also what I like about Sticky Flame is if you Sticky Flame an invisible creature, they are no longer invisible. Short sword of speed, stay away from that shadow trap, and now it's time for the lair. Soon. As soon as we dispatch the snake, and perhaps get something to eat. Beef jerky to clear up an inventory space. Let's make a stash, drop everything we don't need, which will be... Why are we carrying a club? How did I not see that? We'll drop the armors for now. I'm going to keep those rings because we want them to be identified. Any quaffables? Yes. Let's identify. We have no identify scrolls, but we have identified mutation. So let's quaff them and see what happens. Poison and ambrosia. Okay. So we're going to drop the poison and the mutation. And that's it. Let's carry it on. See, this could have been trouble. If we didn't have any higher tier spells, I would have had to take him out like this, stand beside him, and hopefully dodge his attacks, which works out most of the time. Just makes it tough. And there's nothing I enjoy more than lighting sheep on fire with sticky flame. Because it spreads amongst the sheep. They set each other on fire for some reason. I think that's just wonderful. Okay. They also seem to be very, very tasty creatures. They're so white and fluffy. There we go. Back off. Good. Sticky flame has done its excellent work. And it's nice that we found a buckler too. Nope. I was going to turn off fire magic just to train the buckler up, but we're not going to do that. Just going to be patient. Everything's working out beautifully. No need for greedy fingers. Okay. Back off. Make him walk through fire. As much fire as possible. We're going to have to take a hit here. And let the sticky flame do its job. There we go. It took a couple of them there. It was touch and go. But our shield is almost up, and then we can continue to train dodging. I almost wouldn't mind getting more dexterity at this point, but let's not go crazy yet. Evasion's up to 20, which is reasonable. I would like to... I don't like the looks of this one bit. We have teleportation. Our fireball's at 10. Let's just... Do we have invisible? No. Let's drop the might because we're not going to need that anyway. Oh, an ice dragon. What am I going to do? He's susceptible to fire. You know what? I'm just going to... Let's just leave him alone for now. At least until we get our fireball up. I mean, we're not quite at the point where we want to take out dragons on Lair 1. We will come back for him, though. He really has no business being alive. Bye-bye, sheep. Panic. Panic among the sheep. Poor sheep. So cute, but so delicious. Alright, that's level 1. Down we go. Fire magic 6.5, shields 4.4. We turn off shields at 5 in order to get rid of our buckler penalty there. We might also be interested in training armor for a little while as well. And what do we have here? It is an enchant weapon. Oh, let's enchant the falcon. Why not? Doesn't really matter, does it? So with spiny frogs, if you have no advanced spells, you have to use Conjure Flame. Luckily, they're stupid enough to walk through them. But some creatures are not, and Conjure Flame has limited usefulness in the lair. It's like with this guy. So it's fairly tedious to get through the lair with Conjure Flame. I mean, the entire lair. I've never done the entire lair. I've come close with just the just Call Imp and Conjure Flame. It is possible. It is an enormous pain, though. That is shields up and ready. We're going to get some spell casting, some conjurations, and some fire. I would like to train some defense. Actually, I think I will. Let's just eat something here. we're going to get some fighting. We're going to drop... Just going to drop spellcasting for a little bit. Too much to train right now. At least 4 levels of fighting. Scroll summoning, which is our beloved shadow creatures, which in this case didn't do a great job at all. One spiny frog is not exactly a cornucopia of allies. Anything that gets close to me gets lit up on fire. As I flee in terror. And the last one can get bashed with a mace. Okay, so that was touch and go there. Fire magic goes off. Let's just get conjurations and fighting up for now, just to get some more hit points. And as you can see, we still have not got a book from Sif Muna. So while all this was possible to do without Sticky Flame, it's a lot easier to do with Sticky Flame. Oh, you're coming through there, are you? Let's run because we're out of mana. Channel a little back, at least enough to light him on fire. And bash with mace. Okay. I really want some invocation so I can channel more effectively. That's odd because breaking line of sight with steam there should stop the mesmerization. In revenge, I will eat her. Green rats, which are more of an annoyance at this point than anything else. I'm going to go with some fireballing, which soon will turn into our bread and butter spell. It's all going to be about fireball. Which unfortunately is a little loud, but it's an excellent spell. Not only does it have AoE, but it does significant damage at higher levels, and it's also unresistible, so you cannot get much better than Fireball. Fighting goes off, Invocations goes on. Continue to train Conjurations, which will increase our firepower. We're just going to bottleneck them here and use a combination of Sticky Flame and Mace Beating to hold them off. Level 12, Intelligence. Okay, let's just check our spell power here. Conjure Flame isn't even at full power, look at that. And Fireball is hardly over half power, but it's still usable. Infinite Cloud, Magic Dart is almost at the point where I can go. Call Imp can probably go. I might replace it with something else later. My coffee is getting cold. We've been going for 58 minutes. And I might just render the video here. Let's finish up this level. I'm just going to continue to playing tonight because I feel like playing the game. I just thought I'd record it. Sticky Flame will extinguish itself after one turn when a creature's in water, but it's still fairly useful. And I employed it to good use there. To the detriment of my hunger, which that frog will satiate for like 3 turns, and now we're hungry again. Do we have a remove curse, for the love of God? Okay, I'm gonna keep playing till we find a remove curse scroll. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna try it. I don't care about curses. Ooh, conjuration. Alright. So that'll basically help with... It's not optimal, but it will help with all conjurations. I'd rather have even a Staff of Fire. I'd rather have. Speaking of which, we have no resistances. And I don't want to try on any rings until we find a remove curse. Several remove curses would be much better. I can't believe the dungeon is this cheap with remove curse scrolls. Uh-oh. She has to get beaten down immediately. I'd rather be in melee range with her than let her summon all her allies, let her waste her turns taking hits at me. Let's see what we have here. Scroll of Torment. Could have been better. I love how Fireball also has the added benefit of raising steam when you cast it over water, which adds to the damage. And here are our friends the Blink Frogs. Blink Frogs and Sticky Flame make a great combination. Invocations is at level 4, which is getting to the point which is reasonable mana summoning. But because we found the Staff of Conjuration, that has increased our spell ability. So we're just going to continue to train invocations. The only thing that can really stop us is running out of mana, and that's something we want to avoid. How many are going to come after me? I don't know. Let's soften them up with another Fireball. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I'm going to drink a potion of haste, pass, Sticky Flame, and run. And occasionally Fireball. Oh, okay, Sticky Flame, one of them. Yeah, we better get away here. We're almost starving as well. Where's the staircase? There. Now we're starving and we're slow. And we've got a long way to go. Let's see if we can make it. If we drag one of them up with us, it's no big deal. There we go. Eat some pizza. Rest up. See if we can bring one of them up. We brought all three of them up, which was not the plan. But with a fresh pool of mana, we should be able we should be able to take them out, especially employing the flee in terror method. Which allows us to somewhat recover mana as we flee in terror. As long as we can keep dodging their attacks and applying Sticky Flame, we're okay, and there's our first gift. How we would do that without Sticky Flame would be a little tough. Not gonna lie. And, of course, our first book is complete crap. So that wouldn't have done us any good whatsoever. I mean, had I waited this long, working with the Book of Minor Magic, only to receive this book, yeah, that would have made me curse Sif Muna forever. But luckily we found our fire book, so my hatred for Sif Muna is alleviated for the moment. But that's the sort of risk you run when you go with Sif Muna. My anger is a little more intensely directed to the lack of remove curse scrolls at the moment. Get rid of Fireball, we'll get rid of Haste, we want to keep. Yeah, everything's good now, except for the remove curse. We really need one. Done. Foolish snow dogs. Are we training invocations? Let's turn it off. Spell casting, fire magic. Oops. Yeah, let's get the core skills up a little more. I would like dodging up a little more too. So let's turn off conjurations for now and train our fire magic up a little bit. The Staff of Conjurations really helps, so it's not imperative. Ooh, sheep. Panic! Poor sheep. I almost don't want to kill them. You know, these guys are a lot more annoying than sheep. We're just going to make sure they die terribly in fire because I don't like being drained. More sheep, yay! Ooh. Ufanar are no problem to somebody that is capable of fireballing. There's a gold dragon hide, which is a beautiful thing to find if you are a melee class, which we are not. Robe of cold resistance might be useful. It might be. I'd like to find just a robe of resistance. And thus counter 2 resistances at once. But really on the top of my wish list now is just a simple scroll of remove curse. Well, we found 1 this whole game. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't try on any of my rings. Alright, down to, where did a single yak come from? Down to level blink frog. Let's get back up and choose a better staircase. Hopefully one that is not completely surrounded by blink frogs. But as you can see with Sticky Flame, blink frogs provide less of a challenge than even as a minotaur. How's our spell hunger coming along? Only Fireball is hungry, and that's pretty good. Because we're pretty much going to rely on... Are we full of inventory space? Yeah, annoying. We have a remove curse. Okay. Drop that horrible amulet. Okay, that's it. Let's head back up to the stash. Back up to the stash, please. Good. Now, how did we create the waypoint? I forgot. Control W? Yes. 1. Okay. So we've waypointed. I almost pressed Shift Q, which would have quit the game and deleted this character, which would have made me upset. We're going to drop enchant weapon, silence, amnesia, and keep the rest. We're going to drop the ring of ice, strength, another ring of ice, yet a third ring of ice. We're going to pathetically identify one of these rings. No, potions, gotta be potions. Alright. We need identify scrolls as well, apparently. But we will leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later when we continue Xaqimath, the Destroyer. Bye-bye.